can you please first tell us your lupus story? How did you come to the lupus family fold?
Okay, so I was diagnosed June 2014 with lupus. I actually had just given birth to my third child, which is my son, Kendall. During that pregnancy, I had lost maybe 70 pounds. Every joint in my body basically was hurting. I hadn't been diagnosed yet. So during the pregnancy, I would have trouble, with my weight loss, hurting all the time. I was always tired, sleeping. I would be at work, sleep. And so it wasn't until I gave birth to him, he was like 5 or 6 days old maybe, and I went to pick him up, and this newborn baby felt like he weighed a ton. I couldn't pick him up. So I told his dad, I was like, look, I can't pick the baby up. And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, this baby, he's heavy. He was like, thinking I was playing. He was like, well, I give him. So when I laid down, like my wind, like my breathing kind of like cut off. So, I jumped up and I was just like, something is going wrong. So that night I slept just sitting up, like sitting straight up in the bed. So the next day I went to the hospital and they said, okay, well, maybe you have gas. So they treated it as gas. I was like, nah, this is something different, So the next day, same thing, I was having these chest pains. The chest pains started happening.
So you having chest pains regularly. It continued on.
Yeah, every time I breathed, I was having these chest pains. I was like, something's going on. So I went back. They was like, okay, well, it's just gas. You just got to let it pass. I was like, this is not gas. So the third day I went back, I'm like, look, I'm not leaving this hospital until you guys tell me what's wrong with me, because this isn't just regular postpartum, blues or gas. Something is going on. So it just so happened when I was at the hospital, I started running a fever. My fever went up to 105, and they immediately put me in ICU. So I was in ICU 10 days. They were running tests day in and day out, and it wasn't until the 10th day they came and told me, hey, you have lupus. And I was like, when you hear those words, it's kind of like a death sentence, because I know what lupus was at the time. So I was like, where did I get it from? I didn't know, it's autoimmune or nothing. So I was like, where did I get it from? I was like, okay, but like during the pregnancy, we didn't know what it was, because I'm the only one in my family with lupus. So the symptoms, I couldn't pick up what it was, and they just stated one test doesn't tell you that you have lupus. It's multiple tests that you have to take. So that was when I got diagnosed with lupus.